Why blockchain is not such a bad technology. Let's discuss how to resolve the 6 key issues with blockchain to make it function more effectively. It's crucial to keep in mind that Bitcoin and the blockchain are not the same thing, and that not all difficulties associated with the way Bitcoin uses it apply to other currencies. At the moment, blockchains based on proof of work that resemble Bitcoin dominate the market. POW. Issue: blockchain is ineffective and sluggish. The POW concept, which is adopted for the majority of currencies, ensures that hardware requirements and power usage will increase until mining is no longer economical. The quality of the services offered, however, is never improved by rising overhead expenses. The throughput of Bitcoin is 7 transactions per second, not for each user individually but for the network as a whole. It is 15 straightforward financial transactions and 3 to 5 smart contracts every second for Ether. Network lightning. To exchange payments, some Bitcoin network users that want a higher transaction volume set up a private channel. Their transactions are documented in a public chain, and they do this by setting up a sort of private chat room. Issue: blockchain is large. Although blockchain is large, after some network trust was established, this stopped being an issue. In fact, you don't even need to download and double-check anything to think there's extremely little chance of fraud. Online wallets. You may simply move to another web wallet if the first one closes because they both keep track of the identical transactions. Compare that to what would occur if you needed to move banks due to a problem or bankruptcy with your normal bank. Flimsy wallets. You may download and examine only the block headers rather than keeping and processing the complete 100 GB blockchain. You might begin at a certain point in time rather than storing the headers of every transaction that has ever taken place. Blockchain has a scaling issue. Adding resources has absolutely no impact on transaction processing speed in the traditional blockchain. Based on the same ideas, a tiny system for resolving neighborhood issues would be susceptible to a so-called 51% assault. Scalability is the capacity of a system to grow when more resources are added. Plasma. A blockchain of blockchains may be created using the Plasma framework, which is analogous to the Lightning Network. Someone deposits money in the main network and begins corresponding with other users individually and privately. The issue of blockchain scalability will be solved if the notion is effectively used. Problem: miners are depleting the resources of the planet. The most common way to obtain a consensus in cryptocurrencies is through proof of work. POW network miners use a lot of power, and economics, not safety considerations or common sense, govern how many megawatts are squandered. As long as the present Bitcoin exchange rate makes mining economical, capacities grow. The original blockchain concept suffers from proof of work. In essence, the network centralizes. There is also a more drastic approach, limiting block creation to only trustworthy participants. Within the framework of the proof of work principle, some networks perform beneficial tasks like searching for prime numbers, prime coin, or calculating protein structures, folding coin. The community may divide, resulting in the creation of 2 blockchains and 2 currencies if a sizable number of them vote against the reforms. The creators of Tezos believe that such an acquisition would be rare since it would reduce the currency's value. Bitcoin cannot be used for money laundering. Your home address and wealth are well known to everyone. Large quantities of money can be moved through businesses known as mixers or tumblers for a charge in order to conceal the true owner. But combining clean and unclean money makes all of that money appear somewhat unclean, or gray.